Hey hoi, today I will be taking a look at butter chicken from Lidl. This one is prepared in the microwave and it says 600 watts, but my microwave doesn't have it denoted in watts, so I might have overcooked it maybe, but we'll see. This is how it comes in the box, and inside the box is this plastic thingy. I have the plate, like I could pour it out, but I feel like it should be eaten in this since this is with what it comes. It instructions tell say to punch holes, but when I did it with my sticks, um, the sound is almost like gunshots. It's super loud. But as you see, I haven't opened it yet, so let's see if the pull tab works this time. I'll just open this. Hey, hey. Success. Now let's see if I can remove it without making a mess. There we go. When I bought it, it was rice all around, but because I feel like my microwave might have overcooked it a bit, um, like it started boiling, so it came to the top. But that's okay, I feel, because it pre-mixed some of the rice, like almost a nice half with the sauce, with the butter chicken. I don't really know what butter chicken is supposed to be. But it sounds delicious. The whole thing is supposed to have 573 kilocalories. I'm gonna check the price and put it on screen in the editing because I don't remember it anymore. Because we are nearing the new month and there are exciting times ahead for me because uh, today is Friday and on Monday I'm starting Portuguese language classes, so I will finally be able to actually speak the language. Well, it's supposed to be A1 and A2, so I shouldn't expect fluency. I'm just hoping that instead of going to a cafe and ordering uma tosta mista e uma galao, por favor, I will be able to order something else than mixed toast with milk coffee milk, coffee with milk, but usually it's like more milk than just a squirt. But let's give it a try. I'm gonna first try just the rice without any sauce, just to see what the rice is like. I'm not expecting anything amazing since this is probably pre-cooked rice and made to be somewhat shelf stable, though I did keep it in the refrigerator. I don't know if I was supposed to, but when I bought this from Lidl, it was in the refrigerator. Mm. Very aromatic. Very aromatic. I don't know the rices. I don't know the rice variants, breed, but my guess would have been jasmine rice because I feel like that one is very aromatic, but the ingredients 46% cooked rice. I think that's what it means. And then it says in brackets water, rice, rice basmati, rice jasmine, and oleo de colza. Some oil. There's construction outside. Sorry, it's actually been construction outside has been going on since I moved here. Anyways, let's see the rice with the sauce. It does smell delicious. It smells like curry for me. Maybe slightly spicy. I think I need to mix it because I feel like the boiling brought to the top all of the waters and such, and it made it taste a bit more watery, but it's very delicious. I feel like the price was maybe 2.5 euros or 3.5 euros, though I'm leaning more towards 2.5 euros. It's I'd say for a meal, like a singular meal, the price is, I wouldn't say okay, but it's what seems to be common. Like for one meal, pre-prepared meal from a store, there might be a chunk of meat there. Pre-prepared meal from the store, they're usually like 2.5 euros and above. You saw nothing. Look at that. It's a chunk of chicken. Let's see. So soft. Delicious. This is my first meal of the day, and it's 10:25. So on Monday, I start my Portuguese language course, and then towards the end, when the new month starts, is when my booking for my new place starts. So I'm also planning on messaging the future landlady. When could I come to pick up the keys so that I can start moving? But as you can see, it's still like very much just a mess everywhere. But to be fair, when I moved in this room, I didn't unpack because I kind of felt like I wasn't certain if I was gonna stay. And like the day after I moved in, they raised my rent by 37.5%. So I was even less motivated to unpack. So what you see, this white thingy and this white thingy, they're both empty. I didn't put anything inside, and I have a drawer here. The only thing I put into the drawer is my shoes, and the shoes that I don't use that frequently. So like high heel boots and high heels, because the shoes that I use frequently, I just tuck under the bed. Let's see. Mm, more chicken. Chicken is very soft, like it almost falls apart in my mouth, which I like, but some people might not like that. But I feel like I could also be at fault for that since I cooked it so much in the microwave oven. Mikros ondas, something like that. This is very delicious. If I could, I would definitely eat this every day. I have two more of these in the refrigerator and a bunch of noodles left, but two more of these in the refrigerator. So I'm really curious how the taste will develop, because this is my first one of the instant meals in this style, right? I don't have a baseline for it, so I don't really know what to compare it with. Like, if you go to a restaurant, I feel like the sauce would be much more creamy. Here, the sauce, even after mixing it, it still feels quite watery. But in the restaurant, you would also pay. Let me think. More than twice. In the restaurant, I feel like chicken curry. This isn't chicken curry, but it's kind of similar. 6 euros and more, which is a lot. In my previous video, you might have noticed that there were a lot of jumps in the audio because when I went quiet, the microphone increased in volume, like the sensitivity increased, and it started to pick up the fans. And at the time, my laptop was mining the new cryptocurrency called Pearl coin, Pearl. It's a new one that is. Mm, it's a new one that for now it is still profitable to mine with like my normal GPU, what I have basically in my laptop. My laptop has an RTX 3080 16 gigs of VRAM. So it's quite beefy. It's currently, well, I turned it off now that I'm recording this in hopes of better audio, because while I can record voiceovers, I can't really reshoot me eating something that I've already eaten. At least not in an appetizing way. Ah, my humor. No one gets it, but I get it. And then if I find it funny, that's all that matters, right? The person we spend most time with is ourselves. So if we can't entertain ourselves and have fun with ourselves, then what's the point? Mm. Almost almost 600 calories. quite filling. 11% chicken. That's surprisingly more than what I thought it would be. Says peito de frango marinado y cozinhado, which I'm guessing means, I don't know what peito is, but maybe chunks of chicken, marinated and cooked. And then in brackets it says chunks of chicken, soya oil, amido de milho. I don't know what that is. Milho is sauce, salt and dextrose. 9% tomato, water, 4.4% bell peppers, onions. They call onions cabol,
Cebola. Cebola.
but they spell it cebola, and in Slovenian, my language, we call it cebula, which is almost the same. But let's see if I can point it. Do you see where my middle finger is pointing? The camera is not gonna focus, but you can probably see. You can see that they did a double space. It's a typo. I found a typo. Cocoa in powdered cocoa milk. Do they mean coconut? That would be interesting. 1.26 grams of salt and 19.1 grams of protein. So this is quite rich in protein. But then again, rice does have a fair amount of it. I've finished eating the Jimmy Joy protein bars. They were a delight. I wouldn't say amazing, but I would say like firmly above the average. It's like that's Lisbon for ya, people honking. The protein bar is really good. I would say among the ones that you can't buy in store and you get delivered at home, and maybe even those that you can buy in store, this is above. I'm certain that there are better ones, but those usually cost much more. Though for these ones came as a gift because Jimmy Joy was celebrating their birthday. And they were gonna raise prices soon because the taxes in their country were raised for some of their stuff. But then again, prices have been unreasonable for everything recently. Like this week, Steam Machine was released. This week, Steam Machine was released, and it was released for the 512 gigs model. Was 1,040 euros or $1,050. Which and the plane. even the time we're in and the situation we're in with the memory crisis, the price is fair, but the issue is that it's overpriced for most people, and including me. Like I was, when they announced it, I was seriously considering getting it because it sounded amazing. But but for me to buy it, like, or maybe to pre-order it, it would have to be like 600 euros, maximum 700 euros. And many people online are saying that, like, without the memory crisis, the fair price would be 800 euros, but for me, 800 euros would already be too expensive. They do offer certain very good things like CEC, which basically means that you turn on the controller and then automatically the controller turns on the Steam machine, the computer, and the computer through the video port tells the TV to turn on and to switch to the proper channel. So all you have to do is just click a button on your controller and everything that else is done automatically. And you just, I don't know, maybe wait a few seconds and then you can play. But I was looking at the device also for office use, and one of the, along with the price, additional deal breakers for me, there's no headphone jack, there's no audio jack. Like, can you see this? Headphone jack. I need a headphone jack. Pretty much, well, not pretty much, but most of my audio stuff is wired. And when I'm using a computer, I don't want to think about batteries. That's why I have a wired mouse. Back when I had a stationary computer, I had a wired keyboard, everything wired. Because I sit down to use a computer, it's not like I'm gonna run around. The wires don't bother me. When I'm using the computer, the wires disappear for me. But if I had to think about batteries, and the thing is, when you're using the devices, you don't think about batteries. When you do think about batteries, is when you're in the middle of doing something, hopefully it's not important, and the battery just dies on you. And then usually you don't have any good smart replacements for it. But yeah, the 2 terabyte Steam machine is almost 1,400 euros. And for my laptop, which sure it doesn't have 2 terabytes of storage, but it has a much stronger CPU, much stronger GPU. Like the GPU in the Steam machine, a fly entered. The GPU in the Steam machine has 8 gigabytes of VRAM. My laptop has 16 gigabytes of VRAM. Steam machine has 16 gigs of RAM. My laptop has 32 gigs of RAM. It doesn't make any sense to get it. And to pay a relative premium for it. Cleared. My laptop is better in pretty much all regards, except it has less storage, but I can upgrade the storage in my laptop. I bought it from XMG, and it was they called it like second batch or something like that. The way I understood it, or at least the way I imagined it, was that it's probably refurbished, which I feel might have been correct, because when I got the laptop, the display was faulty, like things would burn in almost immediately. Even though it's an IPS display, so burning shouldn't even be a consideration. So yeah, what I am still excited for is the Steam frame, but they haven't announced the pricing for it yet. I am hopeful that that too won't be overpriced, but I fear that there are two options. Either they release it soon because the people are asking for it, and because it has it still has RAM inside of it, because it has a mobile processor, mobile system on a chip, basically a whole computer inside, so you can use it as a standalone device. It could still suffer from the price increase because of memory and storage. Or the second option, they see the response that they got now that they announced Steam Machine, because pretty much every reviewer that I watched Dave to the Tested, Norm from Tested. I really like him because he really takes time to touch all of the aspects of the device. And Asmongold watched another tech YouTuber do a review. Pretty much all of them noted, yeah, the price is fair. Like if you were to build it yourself, it would cost about the same, slightly less. But what you get for the price is not really worth it. And when I was talking about Tested, how they look at the device holistically, no headphone jack, massive deal breaker, but still manageable, I guess. It would mean that I would need to get a dongle. I have a dongle, but I don't think it has an audio jack on it. And then the second one, which is an even bigger deal break, but that's just for me personally. My idea with the Steam Machine was to use it with my display glasses. Vitur, 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 Vitur. I don't know how to pronounce it. Vitur, Vitur XR Pro. I paid around 700 euros, plus minus 100 euros, I'm not certain. The like an hour or two after I bought it, I wanted to return them. They are amazing, but they are too heavy for my face. Like it just starts to hurt everywhere. And it has adjustable. You can move the displays in this direction, which means that you can adjust it for your eye prescription. But I don't have any eye prescription. But if I just roll it all the way to one way, it's still unfocused for me, so I still need to adjust it. And I feel like I can never perfectly adjust it, so I feel like I'm always just needlessly tiring my eyes. That's why I'm also still looking at the frame, Steam frame. But the thing is, those glasses, they connect via USB-C connector, and the Steam machine does have a USB-C, but it doesn't support sending video over it, which means that I would need to get yet another adapter. And these adapters, they cost so much. These adapters cost more than just buying an LCD display, which would then be a more reasonable decision to go with instead of just trying to make the glasses work. The glasses are amazing though, they work with my laptop, but mostly I use them with my Steam Deck when I feel like being really immersed, or if I'm watching like videos and such. Like YouTube is nice. Watching anime and donghua is also really cool. So they're good, and they have speakers integrated inside, which are uh, more than enough. They're loud enough, and they sound good. Like when you're using them, you forget that there are speakers. You get immersed in the space. But the main thing that takes me out of the immersion is just the weight. And Steam frame, heavier obviously because it's a whole thing with the computer and everything, but I feel like it straps on the back and such, because these glasses, they just hook onto the ears and then they weigh down, but Steam is like ski goggles, so I'm hopeful. I have tried Meta Quest 2 before, and they're okay. With all of these, my main issue has been resolution. Because what I want to use these glasses for is for reading and writing, but the resolution is not yet good enough to clearly display text. I feel. I've tried MetaQuest 2, and you I wouldn't say you can see the pixels, but you can feel them, right? I haven't tried MetaQuest 3, and my worry with Steam Frame is because it has the same resolution as MetaQuest 3, so it's not really a leap of innovation in that direction. Steam Frame's leap of innovation is more in streaming content. Like you get a dongle with it, which you put into your computer, and then your strong computer sends the video data from like a game to the Steam Frame, and Steam Frame has a eye tracking technology. So it sees where you're looking and it just renders that part in high quality. So they don't need to send the entire image. That's their leap. But I feel like either Steam Frame, because mostly because it's very open, and I'm hopeful that Steam Frame will have desktop mode like Steam Deck and Steam Machine does, or maybe MetaQuest 4, but there has been no rumors. And seeing what has been happening with Meta recently, they've been laying off massive amounts of people and diverting the funding to different things. So I am slightly worried that maybe Meta has given up on it. It has been a couple of years since they released MetaQuest 3 and MetaQuest 3S. MetaQuest 3S was most recent, but on a hardware level, it's much more like a MetaQuest 2 than MetaQuest 3. Because It has Fresnel lenses instead of pancake lenses that MetaQuest 3 has. And the main massive difference is that Fresnel lenses, they have the spherical rings, which does impact the quality of the image. It's not super noticeable, but then again, I never tried pancake lenses. But just from the physical point of view, from the point of view of physics, it bends the light differently. Whereas with pancake lenses, it's smooth, almost like they were formed through like they melted glass so that it was liquid and smooth, and then they used, I don't know, maybe rotation or something to form it. So the surface is supposed to be perfectly smooth. And that's when the display's light passes through it. It doesn't distort the light, and it should offer much greater clarity. But that also means that the resolution, that's the main thing, resolution needs to be slightly better, at least for me. It's already very good. Like if you go and play games, you get completely immersed in them and you forget about resolution. But for things that are kind of high precision, like text, you do need that extra resolution. But yeah, that's been it for this one. I finished the Jimmy Joy protein bars. I've also I finished the coffee one. It was very delicious. I've started the chocolate and the lemon pie ones. I will make videos for them. Because it's really impressive. And yeah, thanks for watching.